After a quick stopover in Miami, we finally landed in Havana. Regardless of the situation, Cuban people are the most happy and lively people I met. The fact that the Wi-Fi is hard to get left the Cuban people social. There's music everywhere. People love being outdoors, chatting, dancing, skating, playing. They are always smiling and approach life with a positive attitude and a lot of gratitude. And if you ever consider Cuba, do it now, because it's constantly changing. Old Havana, it's the colonial, renovated and highly touristic area of Havana. It looks very Spanish most of the times, with plazas, parks and everything to enjoy a walk in the sun. My favorite part is Plaza de Armas, where I buy a pastel de coco and eat it at the park. You usually stumble upon school students in their cute uniforms on a lunch break or on an excursion to the cathedral. Plaza Vieja is also a nice place to soak up the sun, feed the pigeons, or have a quiet lunch. Otherwise, I had so many compliments on this dress while walking around, and that always warms the heart. The dress is from Riva Fashion, and this collection is the best travel capsule for Cuba. Cubans are one of the best dancers in the world. I've never met a Cuban who couldn't dance. So even if I'm not a huge fan of salsa or couples dance in general, I had to try it. The coolest instructor, but I have more fun like this than counting salsa steps, honestly. After the course, I enjoyed seeing professional instructors dancing instead of me strutting around. If you're a coffee lover, you will be very happy in Cuba. We've literally never had a bad coffee, whether in a local little shop or more upscale coffee places. After coffee, we went to one of my favorite streets in Havana, Callejón de los Peluqueros. The whole street is dedicated to hairdressing art and graffitis, along with cute cafes, the recipe for a perfect afternoon. This is also where you can find Arte Corte Museum with an impressive collection of vintage hairdressing furniture and accessories displayed in this beautiful, beautiful house. And you can still get a haircut in here. I spotted a picture on Pinterest of this beautiful tiled pink wall and found out that it was the Hotel Sevilla patio. There's always a live band playing, yummy cocktails and pure Cuban coffee. And finally, a Wi-Fi hotspot. After that, we went to the iconic La Guarida, made famous by the movie Fresa y Chocolate. Very interesting if you want to know more about Cuban politics. The Guarida building is out of this world. The site itself is a little controversial, but it's a part of the Cuban history and an important landmark. There is a lounge restaurant on the rooftop with a 360 view on the city, the best on sunset. The Guarida restaurant is a renowned gastronomy place, but it's a little bit on the pricey side, I'm warning you. La Guarida is a little bit far from the touristic area Old Havana. If you're up for a walk, don't take a taxi and enjoy exploring a real local neighborhood in Centro Havana. Teatro America is not the only American legacy in the city. Cuba is well known for the vintage American cars, but you can notice American influences from the 50s all over the city, the most famous one being Ernest Hemingway. We couldn't help but indulge on a road trip in a vintage convertible along the Malecón, the seaside boulevard. This particular car is from the 50s, and Miguel, our driver, was so cool. He put on Latino rap music and we had so much fun. Those cars have a taxi status, but they are obviously more expensive than a regular taxi. It starts at $50,000, more expensive than a house in Cuba. Talking about architecture, it was pretty confusing strolling all over the city. Some places look like 50s America, some streets I thought that I was in Toledo, a Chinatown, the capital looks like something from antique Rome, and so on. Let's not diverge. That day was about markets. I usually prefer markets for souvenir shopping. It's less of a hassle and there's much more choice. We were advised to go to San Jose, located on the Malecon. I ended up only buying a coconut to enjoy by the sea. I also randomly found a vintage book market near Plaza de Armas that I really loved. If I were to be given a present from Cuba, I would love a vintage book. Anything from communism to motorcycle diaries, geography, vintage movie posters, and some jewelry and knickknacks here and there. We couldn't leave Cuba without enjoying the Caribbean beaches. The beach recommended by our family host at the Casa Particular is Santa Maria. We chose Sunday on purpose because that's the day the locals hit the beaches. The beach is 40 kilometers away. We took a bus at Parque Central. There are 3 stops for Santa Maria Beach. We randomly chose Tropicoco because it sounds fun, honestly. I will finish this video by highly recommending you to visit Cuba. Don't listen to controversies and media labelings. It's so different from anything I expected and truly an enlightening experience, both visually and humanly. There is much more content to come about Cuba on my blog. I will link everything down below. Don't forget to subscribe, there's a lot more adventure to come. See you soon, bye!